Welcome to another culinary experience. My name is Chef Pedro Diaz. I would just like to welcome everybody back. I've been out of circulation for a couple of months. I've been busily traveling. If anybody's aware, about 2 months ago I was on the Food Network. I did an episode of Chopped where, it was, a good experience, and it comes with part of the job. Today's segment is called Cuban cuisine. I'm going to make the world famous Cuban sandwich. It's very simple. All you need is some roasted pork. So if you got any pork left from the holidays, which of course yesterday was Thanksgiving. I think I'm lost. I think yesterday was Halloween. Yes. Yesterday was Halloween. So anyway, my mother-in-law made some roasted pork, and of course every Latino knows that roasted pork, you can use it for various other things the following day. I like to take it and shred it up and save it. At the same time, I would like to get some boar's head ham, thinly sliced in the supermarket, some Swiss cheese, some mustard, and of course some pickles. And you need a long Italian bread, or Cuban bread, or soda bread. Whichever Italian bread you can find that's long comes in very handy. So I have a 10-minute segment that I have to do in order for me to get online. So we're going to do this very quick and go through it. First thing you need to do is cut yourself a nice, say about 6-inch piece of Italian bread. Cut it straight down the middle. Very easy. People keep asking me about the episode on Chopped. Was it fun? Was it stressful? When you have to cook a meal with surprise ingredients under 20 minutes, competing for $10,000, it kind of becomes very stressful. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to add mustard on the bottom and top of your bread. A little swift of mustard. Then you're going to take your Swiss cheese, lay it down. Actually, just lay it down flat on the bread because you want that cheese to melt, I like to do the top and bottom with Swiss cheese. And everything else, just sandwich it in between. A Cuban sandwich was created, of course, in Cuba, but the main story about Cuban sandwich, it was done by the Cubans for a meal that they can take along with them that will last a long time. Because if you look at the ingredients you have in here, you have pork. Pork, once cooked, it's a good meat that lasts 2 or 3 days, and especially in a sandwich, it can last a couple hours. Ham, which is of course cured ham, takes, lasts a couple of hours as well, and maybe a couple of days. This whole sandwich was meant for the workers to take with them to the mines and stuff like that they were doing underground, and they were going to be there for 2 or 3 days, or maybe 16, 18-hour shifts. These sandwiches came in very handy. So what we're going to do next is we're going to pile it up with some ham on top of the Swiss, along the bread over here. And then we're going to take this good pork. Actually, what I'm going to do with the pork, besides throw everything out on the floor, I'm going to throw it in the microwave, sprinkle it with a little bit of water, put a plate on it, and hit it for 1 minute. Well, the reason I add a little bit of water into the plate, just a little bit, it's like passing it through real quick, is for the vapors in there is what's going to warm up the meat. You don't want the microwave to cook your meat. You want the vapors inside to steam your meat. At the same time, it's going to finish off with this process. So what we're going to do here next is make sure that we got a nice pan running nice and hot. You want a big pan because you're going to add some weight to it. Now, what I usually do, I grab a bunch of plates like this, right? Because this is about 6 or 7 pounds worth of pressure. Sometimes if I have a weight like in my backyard or something, I'll wrap it up in aluminum foil and just put that 15-pound or 10-pound weight right on the sandwich. Wrapped in aluminum foil because you really don't want all that dirt. So there you go. As you can see, you have those vapors right there. That's why you add the water into this thing and you seal it up. It's because you want these vapors to get the meat nice and warm. You don't want microwave cooked food. I don't like using microwave to cook food anyway. I think microwave is best let to boil water or stuff like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to take some of this roasted pork and we're going to pile it up on the sandwich here. Oh, nice. So now you got the Swiss cheese, you got the mustard, you got the roasted pork, you got the ham. This is the hardest sandwich. This is a good sandwich for baseball games. The World Series is going on right now. If you have time before your boys come over and stuff like that, or for you and your loved ones, make up a couple of cubanitos, and you'd be good to go. Now, I like to get carried away with my meats. I like a nice hearty sandwich. I think that, some I just love Cuban sandwich. I spent 10 years in Miami. Come on, who's not to love a Cuban sandwich? Now the finishing touch to this is some pickles. Now I'm not one for pickles on a sandwich, but I think a Cuban, it's mandatory that you have pickles on the sandwich. And ergo, this is your Cuban sandwich. You have bread, mustard, Swiss cheese, you got nice boar's head ham, you got some nice roasted pork, which is pernil, and you're going to finish it off with some pickles, another slice of bread with mustard on it. Now, my thing definitely is to take some butter and smear it all over this top of this this bread here, because you're going to get a nice crust once you lay it down. So we take the sandwich, we put it down, right on, lower the heat a little bit, put the plate on top, and put the rest of the plates right on top of that. So you're creating your own press. You know, usually Cuban sandwiches are made with a double press. Well, we don't have that in this house, and of course I'm sure you don't have one in your house, so you have to invent stuff. And by one of them is, like I said, you grab something heavy, you make sure that your sandwich is nice and balanced out, because you don't want the weights and nothing, you know, to be tilting over to the side, because then the sandwich will just spread apart. What you want to do, you want to maintain it to a certain level where everything is balanced out perfectly. Now, like I said earlier, you know, I was on the Food Network. I did an episode called Chop. I'm also trying to get on Hell's Kitchen. I did a video here for 10 minutes. I sent it out to them. And next Top Chef. We'll see what happens. But the reason I was out of circulation for a while was because I had to go back into the field. I'm going back to get my bachelor's degree in the culinary field. So it takes up a lot of your time. You know, with work, marriage, school, and so on and so forth. You know, I only have time to do a show like this once a week. So, you know, stay tuned. Tune into Facebook.com. Go on to PDDS, and you will find a show once a week regarding stuff. I have a friend named Danny LeBron. He's a fireman here in New York City. He said he's interested in a paella. So my next segment most likely will be about paella, and if not, it'll be about something else. But if you send me your request on what you would like me to cook so I can show you step by step, it'll be my pleasure. So, we're going to take, whoo, yeah, that's a good one. Now we're going to take a little bit more butter and put it on the other side of the sandwich over here. And then, oh yeah, right on. Get that going. I can smell it already. It smells wonderful. Nice crust. Get that going there a little bit. Give it a little bit of heat. You know, sandwiches are good. I mean, I like a Cuban sandwich because it's a hearty sandwich, it's a warm sandwich. You're going to serve it with some potato chips. Or you can get a hold of your supermarket and see they have yuca fries. Yuca is a sweet potato. You know, that goes perfect with the sandwich. There's a restaurant in Manhattan called Havana Central, where I worked for quite a bit there. And they make this mean Cuban sandwich. And they also serve it with yuca fries. I mean, it is the best thing you can find. If you get on the internet and you look up Havana Central, or you go to 14th Street, they have one on 14th Street, 47th Street, and 99th and Broadway. If you can manage to get to any of these locations, you're going to enjoy yourself a nice wonderful sandwich. So, to finish this dish, very quick, what we're going to do, we're going to grab a nice plate. Let's put it in this corner. Take the plate off. Now, I'm doing a fast segment here. Of course, once I finish this, I'm going to put the sandwich back and finish it off. Because what you really want to put it on low heat, you want the butter to crust up that bread, you want it to give a nice flavor, and you want the cheese to melt, you want the ham and the pernil all to stay nice and warm. So, you know, once you finish your sandwich, you're going to end up with something like this. Mamma mia, come si dice in Italiano. You're going to end up with a nice sandwich like this, which you're going to cut in a bias. Woo. You're going to put it on a plate, present it like that. Oh, not on. Where we want. You can see all that ham, all that pork, all that Swiss cheese. Put that there. Whoop. put some chips on the plate, and voila. What you have today in front of you is el cubanito. It's a Miami Cuban bread sandwich with roasted pork, ham, Swiss cheese, mustard, and pickles. Once again, from my kitchen to your home, welcome to another culinary experience. My name is Chef Pedro Diaz. You have a nice day. Peace out.